Namaste. What we as the members of the opposition had predicted before the Lok Sabha during general elections barely 1 year back is coming true. The BJP and the India government is attempting to change and rewrite the very constitution of India with the backing of just 240 MPs. A government that's on borrowed time itself is changing the constitution and is only interested in snatching away the people's rights through gimmicks like NRC, SIR, and unleashing investigating agencies like the ED and the CBI. A government that cannot take care of our own people, a government that cannot protect the sovereignty of India, a government that cannot defend our borders, a government that is only obsessed with power, with wealth, and with sheer control, nothing else. Well, we strongly and completely condemn this authoritarian attitude and the way the 130th constitutional amendment the government is introducing today on the 20th of August 2025 without following the due procedures and giving a copy of the bill to the members and without giving 48 hours notice. The government has stopped remaining within the ambit of law, and we condemn this authoritarian attitude. Instead of giving relief to the poor, instead of helping our farmers, instead of helping our workers, instead of creating jobs and employment opportunities for the younger generation, the government has failed in its sacred duty to protect India's sovereignty and secure its borders. The government has failed when it comes to curb the terror attacks. When 1E, the Election Commission, couldn't be misused, then very conveniently, the India government turned to another E, which is the Enforcement Directorate, which I call the combination of E square. But when it turns to the Enforcement Directorate, its objective is not to curb corruption. Its sole objective, and the sole objective of this constitutional amendment, is to jail opposition leaders, to crush Indian democracy, and to manipulate the people's mandate. Well, the government is not just anti-people or anti-democracy. The BJP government is anti-farmer, anti-poor, anti-SC, anti-OBC, anti-federal, and above all, anti-Bharat and anti-India. One vote to the BJP is not just a vote. It is selling the soul of our country. It is selling our constitution. It is handing over our beloved country to inefficient, power-hungry tyrants and to let the country run like their private property. This is not democracy. This is sheer dictatorship. And if BJP talks about emergency, this is a super duper emergency. And as Indians, as the citizen of this great nation, it's our duty to resist and rise and to fight for the India we love and the idea of India we all believe in. If the government's intent were truly to bring the corrupt to justice, then why have the opposition leaders, especially the ones who have switched to the BJP in the last 7-8 years, simply escaped ED and CBI investigation? Why has there been given a clean chit? The truth is clear. This bill is not about punishing the corrupts. It's about toppling the state governments. And this has been the BJP's pattern. Their intent has never been right. In demonetization in 2016, when they talk about eliminating black money and announced notebandi overnight, the sole objective was to help their friends amass wealth instead of helping people. And people were actually made to suffer on the streets, braving the scorching heat and weather, standing in long queues where more than 140 people lost their life. When they spoke about NRC and implementing NRC, the issue was never about giving citizenship. The intent was always about snatching citizenship. It was to target a particular community, to create division and destroy India's social fabric. When they introduced the farm laws, the intention was never to empower farmers. Rather, it was to serve their corporate friends and allies. In GST, the intention was never simplification of indirect taxes. It was to choke the state by withholding their rightful dues. Their intention has never been right. And today, this bill's intention is not to deliver justice, but to topple elected state government and silence the opposition who has been asking the right questions for the people of this country. India, the nation that is built on the ideals of Mahatma Gandhi and Baba Saheb Ambedkar and is surviving on the sheer determination and love of 140 crore people, will never sell its soul to this inept, inefficient, oppressive tyrants. Jai Hind.